In the 80s, you had the Magic Johnson-led Lakers, coached by Pat Riley. In the 90s, you had the Michael Jordan-led Bulls, coached by Phil Jackson. Fast forward to the 2000s, and Phil Jackson made his presence felt once again. He coached and dominated with the Shaq and Kobe-led Lakers as well. But the 2000s also saw the rise of a new dynasty, the Tim Duncan-led Spurs, coached by Greg Popovich. And in more recent years, you have Coach Spo, who coached the Wade and LeBron-led Heat, and you have Steve Kerr, who coached the Stephen Curry-led Warriors. There's several more coaches that should be mentioned, but we'll talk more about them later in this video. Many times in basketball debates, the conversation about coaches is not brought up, but an interesting question is, who is truly the best NBA coach to ever do it? We'll share who we believe's the best at the end of the video. But before we get into it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching one of the best new basketball channels on YouTube, Swish Archives. Behind every great player and every dynasty is a genius NBA coach. Some coaches have been adored by fans, and some have been despised by fans. But when we talk about greatness, it's important to put certain biases aside to have a genuine discussion. The NBA has been around since the 1940s and has seen many great coaches. So for the purposes of this video, we'll cover coaches starting in the 80s. Let's start with more recent years first and coaches who have been mentioned in the conversation. First up, we have Steve Kerr. In 2014, Kerr was named the head coach of the Warriors, replacing Mark Jackson. At first, many fans were upset because they grew a liking to Mark Jackson and believed Jack didn't get the recognition he deserved. So when Kerr became the new head coach, he had big shoes to fill, and it did not take long for him to start winning championships. So far, Kerr's been able to win 4 championships with his Dynasty Warriors team. Kerr mirrored a style of basketball that the Spurs used all the time, which is a pass first and trust your teammates style of play, rather than trying to put the majority of the scoring pressure on a few players like most teams use. The difference with Kerr's style of coaching is he had 2 of the best shooters to play the game on his team, Curry and Thompson. This style involved Curry moving off the ball while his teammates are setting screens for him and constantly making smart passes, keeping the defense guessing. This ultimately leads to Curry finding an open shot or his teammates finding a high percentage shot because the defense is so worried about not allowing Curry to have an open shot. Steve Kerr has done an outstanding job with the Warriors, but has also recently received a lot of criticism due to the coaching decisions he made on Team USA when he decided to bench Jason Tatum for a full game. Despite this setback, Kerr went on to coach Team USA to another gold medal. Though Steve Kerr's won several championships, we don't yet feel he deserves the title as the best coach ever. Next, we have Coach Spo, who's been the coach of the Miami Heat since 2008. Since becoming the head coach, he always received high praise from Pat Riley, who we'll cover later in this video. Coach Spo received the most spotlight and pressure when LeBron, Wade, and Bosh were there. Many fans and players would criticize him, believing he was not good enough to coach LeBron. But that slowly changed as the Heat players started to see his growth and began to trust him more. This led to back-to-back championships in 2012 and 2013. He's also coached the Heat to 6 NBA Finals and 12 playoff appearances. He was also picked to be the assistant coach for Team USA and helped Steve Kerr lead the team to another gold medal. Though Coach Spo's still killing it and impressed many critics by leading the Heat to another NBA Finals in 2023, we don't think he yet deserves to be called the best coach to ever do it. Next, we have Coach Greg Popovich. Coach Pop's name is often thrown around in the greatest coaches of all time conversations. Pop has been the coach of the Spurs since '96. He coached the Spurs to 5 championships, with his biggest stars being David Robinson and Tim Duncan. But what makes Pop truly special is that he has a gift of turning good or decent players into great players. A good example of that is Tony Parker, who was drafted 28th overall in the 2001 draft, and Ginobili, who was drafted in 1999 as 57th pick in the second round. Both of these players weren't projected to be all-star caliber players, but sure enough, they later became known as the Big Three on the Spurs. In 2014, which is the last time Coach Pop won a championship, the world truly saw how good of a coach he was when the Spurs beat the Heat in the finals. He made role players like Danny Green, Gary Neal, and Boris Diaw shine. The team looked unstoppable. Pop is also credited for molding a young Kawhi Leonard into the player he is today. He truly mastered the style of unselfish basketball, emphasizing the importance of having multiple passes on each possession. He would not allow his team to play any other way.
Pop, in the postseason, I played against him multiple times in finals appearances. He called a timeout with like 11 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter. Got on Danny Green, what the fuck? Danny Green got on his ass, took him out.
This allowed every player to touch the ball and forced the defense to continue to switch and move around. He doesn't care about personal accolades, even though he's won 3 Coach of the Year awards. As Coach Pop possibly inches towards retirement, the world knows the young star Wemby is in good hands being able to learn from him. This next coach really doesn't need much of an introduction. Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson has the most rings out of any other NBA coach, with 11 championships. He's obviously known for coaching Jordan and the Bulls, winning 6 championships with them. He later won 5 more championships with the Lakers. He's credited for utilizing the triangle offense that was used on the Bulls and the Lakers. It's hard to deny Jackson the top spot due to how much of a winner he is, though many argue Jackson coached 3 of the greatest players. Critics say other great coaches may have been able to produce similar results as he did if they had the caliber of players he had. Though, of course, this is only speculation. Phil Jackson deserves the flowers he gets. He dominated the 90s and the 2000s. Do you think Phil Jackson is the greatest NBA coach? Let us know in the comments. Next on the list is Pat Riley, who's now more recognized as the president of the Miami Heat. But before he joined the Heat, Pat Riley dominated the 80s as the coach of the Magic Johnson-led Lakers. Pat Riley was able to win 4 championships as the coach of the Lakers and later won 1 more with the Wade and Shaq-led Heat in 2006. He was also able to win 3 Coach of the Year awards. Pat Riley created a culture of extreme hard work and great conditioning. Wade spoke about the speculation of Pat Riley replacing Coach Spo during the Big Three era.
And one thing I told him, you don't want Riley to coach this team. It ain't got nothing to do with Pat. Love him. No, you don't want Godfather to come down. I did. He did it in 2006. I experienced it.
Right.
That was enough.
And
now we won.
And you ready for him to go back upstairs?
Yeah, I'm ready for him to go back.
One can't help but think of a player like Zion Williamson, who's often criticized for his weight and why his coaches haven't been able to manage it. Do you think Pat Riley would be a good coach for someone like Williamson or other players who struggle with their conditioning? Let us know in the comments. Pat Riley will forever be one of the most respected coaches in the NBA. Now, like we promised earlier, we'll share with you who we believe the best coach is, and we're going to give the nod to Coach Pop. While many will disagree, and the choices are truly hard to make, we think Coach Pop is the right choice. Like we mentioned earlier, Coach Pop has a track record of turning good or decent players into great ones. Many fans were left shocked at how good the Spurs were in 2013 and 2014, even though their Big Three were much older. Coach Pop made everyone on their roster play their role perfect, which made everyone on the court a threat against the Heat. A good question to ask is, do you think Phil Jackson would have turned Tony Parker into the Hall of Fame point guard he became? What do you think? Do you think we're wrong for choosing Coach Pop? Let us know in the comments. Now, there are coaches we didn't mention on this list that deserve to also be in the conversation, like Chuck Daly. He was the Bad Boys Pistons coach, and he was also chosen to be the coach of the legendary Dream Team. Coach Daly had a reputation of knowing how to deal with difficult personalities, like early Dennis Rodman. In fact, Rodman looked at him as a father figure. When Rodman was traded to the Bulls, his former teammates saw a drastic change in Rodman's personality, with the piercings and colorful hair. Coach Daly was also listed as the top 15 best coaches in the NBA. In today's game, we see coaches like Joe Mazzulla of the Celtics getting a lot of positive attention. Many are saying he's one of the best coaches in the game right now. Joe Mazzulla was named head coach in September 2022 after former head coach Ime Udoka was fired for violating team rules. When Mazzulla took over, fans didn't know how to feel about the situation, but quickly realized Mazzulla was a perfect fit for the team, and it didn't take long for him to coach his way to a championship in the 2024 finals. If Mazzulla continues on the right path, I'm sure he'll also be included in this conversation one day. Many have come to an incorrect conclusion that if a team has superstars on it, then the coach doesn't have to be that great, but that's far from the truth. Of course, it's easier to win championships with superstars on your team, but it takes a highly skilled coach to know how to put the players in the best position possible. Take a look at the Lakers, for example. LeBron and Anthony Davis have been together on the Lakers for about 6 years and only have one championship. Since they joined the Lakers, the team's been coached by Luke Walton, and he was fired. Next was Frank Vogel, and he was fired. Then it was Darvin Ham, and now he just got fired. The team is now being coached by JJ Redick, who's widely known for having a high basketball IQ. Having a genius coach is a must when it comes to winning rings. Who do you think's the best NBA coach? Do you think championships are the deciding factor of who the best is? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It'll help this channel to continue to grow and reach more basketball fans. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.